Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Strapped in, it's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from Indianapolis. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And some room to roam now. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, L.A. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Chargers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Taylor. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting there.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for Indy.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. And going right back to Pittman. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Tried to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
First and 10, Taylor now. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Only a yard that time, second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
A give for Taylor running right side. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. They'll set up a throw. And it's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Blankenship's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Charger drive about to get going. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. And to give this time to the tailback. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. On third down, Vincent. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. For it with Eckler, and he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Five yards remain on second down. A throw out wide to Woods, complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The handoff, it's Eckler. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Eckler going to get it again on second down. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Early down stuffs to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 12-yard line. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
On 2nd and 12, Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Robert Tunyon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw here. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. The Charger drive about to get going. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 101 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They'll run here with Eckler. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. Got a Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. Looking for Campbell downfield. This is intercepted. Picked off at the 28. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights. And the route is on here in this first half. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. They'll throw now on the final play. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
The first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot. Pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Taylor. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 52 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And this one is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been any. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down, Eckler. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Running on first down, Eckler. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And this Charger offense is running away with this one. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Derwin James with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became...
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching him play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Uchenna Nwosu has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. On the handoff, Taylor. And he'll get this up to about the 40. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. They'll set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 44. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Extra point attempt to follow here. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. How about this starting field position? First and goal from 2 yards out. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Chargers extend this fourth quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Got an open man, that's Campbell. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Let's check on the call.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Back to throw here. Finding some room at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
Now a give to Taylor. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
84 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Well, a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 18. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be a second down. They're going to look to throw. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And the Colts are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They'll run here with Taylor. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
On second down, Vincent. He's got a first down past the 30. And now the rookie's free. Past the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, you know, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. On third down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Kylan Granson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
They'll run on first down. It's Taylor, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Taylor. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Chargers, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Colts, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.